Lily, very slow, Lily. Very, very slow. We know we're going to get there. We're going to get to it. Brother Bryce, good morning. Chuck Diesel, exit Youngblood, please, sir. Michael 147, good morning to you. That's right, y'all. Y'all are rocking with the Bubba Show this morning. Good morning. Take it to the bank, now I'm winning. Oh. Call me crazy, tell me lies. It won't stop me, watch me rise. No more anchors holding me down. All I need is more. One more hour, one more minute. DB, good morning. You better twirl away. I see you. Every time I dream, I catch it. I know how to make it happen. Climbing every mountain. Keep both eyes on the top. And nothing's gonna tell me to stop. Oh, push me through the fire. All I'm gonna feel is the heat burning underneath of my feet. Ooh, she call me crazy. Y'all know what I say. If we have trolls, that means that we have rock. No more anchors holding me down. All I need is more. Jonathan, I appreciate you. That's sir. Wake and make for me, okay? Take the extra puff. This for me, okay? Every time I drink, I catch it. I know how to make it happen. Shout out to everybody over at Act TV that's checking us out and watching us, man. Good morning, y'all. On and on it goes. Good morning. Shout out to everybody that's on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you checking in from. Good morning. Juanita, this song is called More About Funk Aesthetics. More About Funk Aesthetics. Featuring John Brown. All I need is, all I need is, all I need is more. All I need is, all I need is more, more, more. All I need is, all I need is, all I need is more. All I need is, all I need is more. Brother Tyler, what's going on, Brother Tyler? Good morning, Barbara. On and on. I'm pleasant, Juanita. Infinite content. Good morning, brother. What's going on? Just want you and Rebecca to know that little school of y'all that's on top of that there hill. They're going down this weekend, so better know that. We can take my Lambo. I'll put on a tight show. Come on, we can take my Lambo. Sure you can handle. I ain't got no Lambo. I got a Lambo. Liberty. Can't stop, won't stop. I can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop. Ryan, what's going on? Good morning to you. Promises manifesting. Good morning. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop. Oh, Sammy Lynn the Kind Dragon says, unrelated fact, he called my littlest Bubba because that's what he called Bubba. That is adorable. Sammy Lynn, I appreciate you. Hey, little Bubba. That what we say, baby bubba. Oh, I get the full screen treatment. Y'all get to see my big ass face in the screen. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, y'all. Make sure y'all stay tuned. We got more coming up next on Benjamin Dixon Show. I'm going to call this the Butterfly Dixon Show. Can't stop. Rosie B, good morning. Kareem, DJ XXXclusive, good morning. Patty B. Can't stop. Now, hey, this song is called Can't Stop, Won't Stop, My Magnetism. Tiger, hell up. Get out of here. Get on my chat room. Tiger says, where do cows go on a date? Where do cows go on a date? To the movie. I'm sorry, Testicle said that. Testicles. Amber Layla, good morning. Good morning, Mama and Daddy. They are in the chat room. Good morning. I love y'all. Mean it. Environmental Coffee House, what's going on? It's your kingdom and it's all a bluff. It's all a bluff. It's all a bluff. It's how you never thought I was good enough. Hey, be the truth teller. I am so I've been trying to get the music phone, so I'm down. I've been thinking, cause I don't wanna waste my precious time. Always looking for the next best thing. Do it on your own this time around. So all you lucky ones, what up? You're always on the run, what up? I mean, don't get me wrong, but what up? Or was I not the one? Sonny Wright, good morning. Why don't you stop for a minute? Just relax yourself. This moment will never come back. Bobby, that sounds about right when I get my new phone. Good morning, everybody, man. Make sure that y'all stay tuned. We got more coming up next on the Benjamin Dixon Show. But right now, it's your boy DJ XXXclusive.
Sticks and stones may break my bones.
Good morning, Q. Love you, mean it. Good morning to you.
No, I ain't been right. More than I've been wrong, and it still can't hurt me. No, it just can't hurt me. No. No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me, no, no, no. I know it's hard to be polite, and it's easy being fair. My mama used to tell me not to use you when you ready. Man, it's crazy how my brother said it could have been my cell. It's either prison or a grave, that's what everybody tell me. Man, life ain't a beach, it's a female dog. I'm staying 10 toes down, though I still might fall. Oh yeah, now I done came through, knocking pieces off your walls. Cause loving people who persecute you, it's still a tough life. On my path and the lamp under my feet. I know my faith strong, but my flesh still kinda weak. When that victory be looking like the verge of defeat, and I feel that disrespect, help me turn my other cheek and say sticks and stones may break my bone, but you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No, I ain't been right. More than I've been wrong, and it still can't hurt me. No, it just can't hurt me. No. No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No, no, no. No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No. See, it's hard to be polite. It's easy being petty. Mama used to tell me, gotta use you.
Y'all, I forgot to tell y'all, I met Tom Hanks once. Yes, I did. I met Tom Hanks. He said he was rude as hell though. He was just so rude. I asked for an autograph and all he wrote was thanks.
So be a light up on my path and a lamp under my feet. I know my faith strong, but my flesh still kind of weak. When that victory be looking like the verge of defeat,
so many people here. Watch what I say.
That she can set sticks and stones, may break my bones, but your words can't hurt me.
Oh, y'all get it now, don't y'all?
Been right, more than I've been wrong, and it still can't hurt me. No, it just can't hurt me. No.
Hey, y'all, also, I learned how to use disposable masks, like coffee masks or filters to brew espresso. I learned to use disposable masks to brew espresso because they're coffee filters. Coffee filters? Today in the background talking about they might shut this channel down. Man, go to hell today.
It was just a misunderstanding.
Y'all know I ain't got no damn sense, man. Y'all leave me alone. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Our sister from another mister be joining us soon.
I checked your number twice, then I went home.
Okay. This is the last one. This is for my nerds out there. This is good for the nerds. How did Bilbo survive the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy? How did Bilbo survive the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy? Because all hobbits die hard.
I meant everything I said. You don't have to search no more.
Laura Strada, good morning.
You don't have to prove us to anyone. You don't need to worry. Go down low, seven. Go down low, honey. Go down low, baby. Go down, seven, give it love. Go down low, seven. Go down low, honey. Go down low, baby. Go down, seven, give it love. And I want you to meet my parents.
All right, y'all. Well, we got our little Caribbean vibe going on. Jamaica, do something, yeah. All right, new patrons. We have Alex Z and Mark S, our new patrons, new Twitch subscribers. We have the Chicken Fried Dragon, who gifted a subscription to Carpe Packs and Antisocial Communists. We have Cluminani017, who resubscribed with Prime and commented, for the culture. That's right, for the culture. We appreciate you. Class Storm resubscribed. Andy from Ohio resubscribed. Hey, Andy. And said, hello. Miss you, Andy. Love you. Mimosa Dragon resubscribed and commented, good morning, everyone. And they have been subscribed for over 10 months. I feel you, Mimosa Dragon. Love you, mean it. Fellow content creator at ActTV, James from the internet, resubscribed and commented, well, what about her freeze pitch? Her freeze pitch? I gotta find out what it means, but free speech, yeah. And also, an anonymous user gifted a subscription to Neon Death 07. So, anonymous user, we greatly appreciate you, man. We appreciate everybody, man. And if you want to as well, patreon.com/likeItOrNot, patreon.com/likeItOrNot, or patreon.com/the BPD show, so you can get exclusive content, laugh at my silly ass, get patron party access, all that good stuff, man. So make sure that you're going to take your ass down over there and get on that Patreon. You don't want to miss it. Miss all this. Next patron party next week, if I'm not mistaken. Next patron party is next Friday. We're going to see what we're going to... Oh, is that Black Friday? I think it is. We'll have to see about that. Well, y'all stay tuned and we'll keep you posted, all right? Here's another banger for y'all. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all light them up, light them up. Shout out to Brother Ben, who's out there doing the work, man. We appreciate you, brother. I'll be looking for you on the TV today. Lunch break hot take. Good morning to you. Susan, good morning.
Look, I'm in line with the stars, I'm in sync with the earth. 10 toes deep, flower child from the turf. I never switch sides, like even when I die, I'ma ride for the squad, let our ties in the hearse. I've been on the vibe, kinda hard to describe. I'm in between, I'm good and it's fine, but I'm tired of the grind. Then I come alive in the night to realize I'm in the middle of the time.
Good morning.
I never so packed for the stack, never lied on the rap. Got a bag from the way that I write it. Queen looking Tyson, through that I survived, doing 80 to the house, then I hit it to the sky, changed haters on the tirade. Talking to the crib in the face, be still, let that hit stuff fade. We all with the same, we all want a meal in the safe, I wanna live like I'm trying to reach enlightenment. Real spill from my lips, feel big from the bit, take a sip till I pass out. Try and get grit, but it don't make sense, cause you can lose life on this fast ride. Yeah, turn thoughts to a cash cow, I might flip that to the glass house. I don't need the accolades, I'm in love with the chase. I just wanna eat, save a spot at the table. Beast with the slap, pin myself on the map. You long with the wind, but we knowing that it's cap. 5-hour flights, couple nights at the flat. To be real, couldn't see me making moves while I'm at. I'm still on the grind, limit time when I chat. Burn it down, sage, keep the demons away. When I write it, give a piece of myself to the page. I don't do it for the praise, love, that's just how I'm made.
Truth in the glass in the mirror. Yeah. Do it at me, old man, trying to pass in the fear. You're the first one to talk, but the last one to hear. Eyes blurry, but I couldn't see that.
I appreciate you.
Start to feel like I'm on one. Settle in, I'll be here for the long run. I'm a slave for the cash, got snakes in the grass, no brakes on the end. But
Shoot the Dragon, that's a good one. Real quick, y'all, real quick. Shoot the Dragon said, what is black and rhymes with Snoop? What is black and rhymes with Snoop? Answer, Dr. Dre. These are facts.
Hear him talking, they ain't right enough, tighten up. Everything that I came for, I left it. I don't bang sets, I just bang on the set list. Going past up where I came for the break.
If I little coffee house right, I'm that number one kind of snuggy teddy bear kind of
necklace. Gold in my soul, got the same on the necklace.
Say that's absolutely right. It's a mini patron party with non-copyrighted music. Hey, a man walks into the doctor's office all panicked. Doctor, I'm shrinking. What's going on? Help me. The doctor replies, well, sir, you're going to have to learn to be a little patient. A little damn patient like Ben. Shout out to my brother, man, from another mother. On location. Let's go to Ben for a second, man. Let's bring Ben on. Ben, are you there? Can you hear me, sir?
Hey. Good morning. Testing 1, 2. DJ XXXclusive. How's it going, man? I'm live outside of the courtroom. I see you guys are still holding it down on the show this morning. How's it going?
It's going good, sir. You ain't called me. I would have pulled up, Ben. I would have pulled the hell up, DJ equipment and all. I would have been right there by your side.
Man, Brunswick is about 5 hours from where you are, brother. It was only 30 minutes from where I was, so I wanted to make sure I came here and represented. We're going to be speaking with various pastors as they come through the day, and we even have Savannah State journalism students here. They're out here doing some great work, so we're going to bring them in to say hello during Like It or Not. DJ XXXclusive, it's in your hands.
Appreciate you, brother Ben. Man, it looks damn good out there, bro. You looking good as well, too, man. Appreciate you. Got some journalism thing going on, bro. I'll be so proud of y'all. Y'all be making me cry. Oh, God. I love it, man. Do your thing out there, brother Ben, and please be safe, man. Please be safe. They start acting crazy, let me know. I'll get down there in 3 hours. 5-hour trip is only 2 hours for me. Y'all stay tuned. Like It or Not, it's coming up next, y'all.
In the back of my mind, there's someone waiting on me. You're just wasting my time because you're scared and lonely. Finally got some closure. Yeah, I can finally start over. Yeah, so all my ladies who got a brother that doesn't treat them right, tell that man bye-bye. I'm too fly. I'm too fly. Bye-bye. 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 Here's to the memories. Cheers to used to be.
Marquez, I can't stand you.
Your friend said that you left me.
Goku, I'm gonna throw in my. Well, they ain't got no Bentley.
All my ladies who got a brother that doesn't treat them right. Put your finger right in his face.
Oh, Sophia Williams, I spoke you. Our whole ass said good morning, Miss Sophia. You just missed it, but thank you for your super chat. She said, I'm very emotionally distraught that you didn't speak to me like you normally do. You're still my hubby in my head. You have to do better, sir. Hey, Miss Sophia. I love you. I mean it. Good morning.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Melody Dennis, good morning.
Time goes by and I wonder, are you and me still the
Why the hell
same?
for being in my ear? 'Cause I can't stand being.
You cast your spell and I went under. I know the laughter.
Oh my God, Ben.
Will I ever
Okay,
love
it's
again?
not appropriate, bro.
I don't know if I can take it anymore. So I stay here.
Ben said
When you walk out the door,
the music that we played is not making him wanna be out there at the trolley, it's making him wanna twerk. So like, bro.
no one knows what I've been through.
Oh man, keep it together, Ben. Keep it together. You know I got you. Sandy, thank you for your super chat. Sandy says, thanks, Ben, for pulling up. Stay safe. Thank you for your super chat. We greatly appreciate you. I appreciate that. She said 5.
What can we just get ourselves? You cast your spell and now we're under. I know the laughter and the pain. Will I ever love again? I don't know.
What the hell? All right, y'all. Since I got it and it is Thursday, here's a throwback jam. Copyright that is. Throwback Thursday. Let's get it. Y'all turn up Chuck Diesel. Go ahead and break your furniture, sir. It's okay.
But she look good. You ain't gotta stand in the mirror with your makeup on, cause you know that take way too long. I just want that right now, girl, you Uber outside. I can't wait just to get this on it. You want it right now. Want it right now. Don't take too long. Want it, yeah. You want it right now. Want it right now. Don't take too long. Come get it. Girl, you know I'm impatient. Don't keep it away. Girl, it's been too long. You know what I've been craving. Girl, I'm tryna taste it. You know what I like. Don't get freaky in the night. When she hit the room, you know it's on sight. And she all on my type. And you know I don't like to wait, no.
Oh, if you feel so inclined, this is a mini patron party. Y'all go ahead and tip your DJ, man. Tip your DJ, DJ XXXclusive. Let's get it, let's go.
I just want that right now. Girl, you Uber outside. I can't wait just to get this on it. You want it right now. Want it right now. Don't take too long. Want it, yeah. You want it right now. Want it right now. Don't take too long. Don't take too long. I've been waiting on you to pull up. Girl, I know you got a man, but he can stay at home. He don't need to be around when I'm taking you down. Damn, that drink too strong. We can roll up. Now, baby, just hold up. Say you got a friend, bring it in. We can do what you wanna. I know you need it. Not to sound conceited, but girl, I complete you. I don't wanna wipe you up, no. But she look good. You ain't gotta stand in the mirror with your makeup on, cause you know that take way too long. I just want that right now, girl, you Uber outside. I can't wait just to get this on it. You want it right now. Want it right now. Don't take too long. Want it, yeah. You want it right now. Want it right now. Don't take too long.
throwback jam for y'all.
Why you tryna play me? Telling me I'm crazy. Tryna prove me wrong in every fight. Knowing that I'm right. Why you tryna wreck me? Always wanna check me. Wanna call me out in front of friends. Careful where you tread before this ends. You love me and I love you, but butting heads is what we do. Bullheaded, stubborn, wild, crazy lovers. You love me and I love you. Why can't we just match the two? Why we get so mean? Light the match, I'm kerosene. We're fire. Oh, baby, we're fire.
Right.
We're fire.
Doug Diesel, right, man. This is y'all song.
We're fire. Say you love me and I love you, but butting heads is what we do. Bullheaded, stubborn, wild, crazy lovers. You love me and I love you. Why can't we?
Brother Ben, what's up, sir?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Bring the music down a little bit. You've been playing nonstop for the last half hour?
Yeah.
Y'all go ahead and bless the DJ. Cash App, DJ XXXclusive. This brother's been putting in the work while we're on location. The only way we're able to bring you this type of coverage is because we have a team back at the studios making it happen. Good morning and special shout out to Georgia Fort, Rebecca Azor, David, Babatunde, DJ XXXclusive making all this happening. Cash App, DJ XXXclusive. We'll be back with Like It or Not in a few minutes.
My brother from another mother, shout out Brother Ben, man. I love to see this stuff, boy. Woo.
No, I never lie. Why you tryna play me? Tell me that I'm crazy. Tryna prove me wrong in every
Bunny Rabbit, he is at
Knowing that
Brunswick,
I'm
Georgia,
right.
outside
Why you
of
tryna
Arbery
wreck me?
trial right now.
You always wanna check me. Wanna call me out in front of friends. Careful where you tread before this ends. You love me and I love you, but butting heads is what we do. Bullheaded, stubborn, wild, crazy lovers. You love me and I love you. Why can't we just match the
Lipsa,
two?
good morning.
Why we get so mean, like the match I'm kerosene.
We've been fighting every day now. It's hard to breathe, yeah, I think you need to break down. I don't know what to say
Industrial
now.
Loss, what's going on, brother? Good morning to you.
This don't feel right. You be going through my phone like trying to find something while you don't trust me. I got this feeling I'll be much better on my own now. There you go with apologies. It's alright. You don't mean it, and I don't wanna try no more now. It's too late. I don't wanna hear you say I'm sorry. It's too late. I don't wanna hear no more excuses. It's alright. See, I'ma walk away 'cause I'd rather be alone now. It's alright. Do you better recognize? Yeah, I got it.
Tyra G, good morning. Man, thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all.
Baby, you don't wanna act right. Gave you chance after chance and you blew it. All you wanna do is pick a fight.
Man, I really can do this like all day long. I love this.
Man, always seeing what I don't do. Give you everything I had till it ain't
Today, you see him too
enough.
today?
I got this feeling I'll be much better on my own.
Being going 100 miles a minute was typing, looking around, and doing everything. I'm like, damn, that man on it.
You don't mean it, and I don't wanna try.
LD, I appreciate you. Good morning to you.
I don't wanna hear you say I'm sorry. It's too late. I don't wanna hear no more excuses.
Maureen Weber, good morning, Maureen.
See, I'ma walk away 'cause I'd rather be alone now.
Lily, love you too. Ill Hustler, good morning, Ill Hustler.
Recognize.
Kareem, you saw them little fingers was gone, wasn't they?
I got it. Your apologies. It's over, you and me. So say you're sorry. It's too late. I don't wanna hear you say you're sorry. It's too late. I don't wanna hear no more excuses. It's alright. See, I'ma walk away 'cause I'm
Luke,
alone now.
oh,
It's
brother.
alright. you mad, wanna leave, don't walk out. Round and round we go.
Maureen Whipper, I did thank you so much. Greatly appreciate you.
Hard to stay, but think about everything that we have now. Yeah. Baby, it's too much to lose. Right now it's hard to see.
Ear Hustler, shout out to you, Ear Hustler. We are love, light, and prayers. Anything that we can do, let us know, all right? You mean it. Y'all please show Ear Hustle some love in the chat room. Lost their father yesterday, so please show some love in the chat room. Another throwback jam for y'all. Then we're gonna get the show started here.
I walked through the fire and it couldn't even hurt me. There's a lot of demons out here trying to deter me. Personally, time wasters are unworthy, so I tell them cut it out like surgery. Kings don't deal with peasants. I will, but I am legend. Jehovah dropping but my foot on the pedal. I will have a statue erected of me stabbing a sword through the neck of the devil. Diamonds around the bezel. Tesla Model S and no, it's not a rental. Fresh like Wendy's lettuce, dripping, so torrential. One flick of the wrist, make it feel elemental. I was always meant for greater things.
Actually, David, this is old. This is season 1. Pre-season 1.
It was no accident. It was no mistake. I was born to be great, born to spit flame, born to acquire the fortune and fame. This was no mistake. This was no accident. As a prince, I was passionate. Life was an action flick, and now my castle extravagant. You see this crown?
Hey.
Yeah, they calling me king now. They calling me king now. But this what I've been about. You see this crown? They calling me king now.
That's right now, Eddie. What you say? They calling me queen now. You better do that, girl.
I think I'm the chosen one. All my dreams are coming real. I'm just like a frozen sun. This fire might give you chills. I think I'm the I know I'm the chosen one. Just like James Bond with the golden gun. All of my concubines know what's up. They think I'm amazing. They think that I saved them. And when I lay it down, they all get elated. And they never link, so there's never no babies. But when I make them, people gon' praise them. I want a little prince and a princess.
Today we have my sister in there. She's ready to go.
They can get their chin checked. They don't want to smoke, not even incense.
All right.
It was no accident. It was no mistake. I was born to be great, born to spit flame.
Peter Griffin, yes, Wheel of Time. Man, oh my gosh, I gotta go to a wedding tomorrow, but yes, Wheel of Time.
As a prince, I was passionate. Life was an action flick, and now my castle extravagant. You see this crown? Yeah, they calling me king now. They calling me king now. But this what I've been about. You see this crown? They calling me king now.
Watch this juxtaposition. Y'all ready?
Yeah, they call me king. Calling me king now. They calling me king now. But this what I've been about.
Get your coffee, your tea, drink whatever it is you need. It's time for Like It Like Y'all. 9 a.m. to 10:30, yeah. Like it or not is on your channel, yeah. Politics and culture ish, we change skin like we're supposed to, yeah. Interviews and all the news, we get to choose what gets the views. Like it or not, with Queen Azor, it's starting now, so stick around. Like it or not. One day I'm gonna do a live version for y'all. Just put the track on and just sing the hell out of this. Rebecca's on, it's coming through. You know she got a good morning story for you. Oh, Benjamin, that's my dog. Mary Smith, good morning. This is his show. He's a politics bro. I'm your DJ. DJ XXXclusive. Y'all know who I am. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Stay dropping them jams. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for the tips, man. Like it or not, it's about to go down. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Y'all stick around. Oh, like it or not. Yeah, I heard the peloton. Good morning, everybody. Like it or not. It's about to go. Rebecca Azor, I hope you're ready. Let's get it, girl. To go down.
Like it or not, with Benjamin Dixon starts now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Who doesn't like it? I'm good. I'm good. Strung up. I'm high off Mountain Dew. No, I'm just playing. Live coffee. How you doing this morning?
Might really be on Mountain Dew. You might really be on the dew of the Mountain Dew.
See, this is what happened when y'all let me be by myself for 30 minutes.
Listen, I mean, I like that. I hope the audience enjoyed that because that's what you can get when you come to the patron parties. Okay.
Hello. Okay.
Listen.
And more with real music.
And more with actual real music. Not the ones, I mean, that we absolutely love.
It's real music. It's real music.
Wait.
I mean, okay, see, no. This is what I talk about. Ben, nobody asked you to say anything. You need to be led.
Where the hell he came from?
That's the part of the that's just see. That's why I don't like.
They can't hear Rebecca. They saying they can't hear Rebecca. Okay, cool. Okay.
They can't hear Rebecca.
So the whole time you guys couldn't hear me.
So no one heard her say good morning or anything.
Good morning, and welcome to Like It or Not.
No, Ben, you no.
Ben, you're out there. Just stay out there.
Thank you, David.
Well, they didn't hear you.
Outside.
That's okay.
They didn't hear you, so that means we need to do it.
No, yes, we need to do it. That doesn't mean that you do all three parts.
And came in the middle.
I'm like, when the hell you started saying good morning, and then welcome to Like
goodness.
When the hell that happened?
Goodness.
See,
I can't get no respect.
Anywho,
I can't get no respect around here.
Then just want to go outside and they always act up.
Every time. But Ben does this every time. But anywho, now Ben is outside because he's been in the house all for like God knows how long. But Ben, let the people know where you are, what you're doing, how you doing.
Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, DJ XXXclusive. We are live at the Glenn County Courthouse where the trial, the McMichael trial is going on in the killing of Ahmaud Arbery. We are here live speaking with pastors and different people from the community. And in a moment, Rebecca, we're going to be speaking with Savannah State journalism students. It's about 20 of them that came down to cover this trial. All, predominantly Black school. They're here representing hard on the independent journalism tip. So we're going to be speaking with them momentarily.
That is amazing. And thank you, Ben, for being out there to be on the ground to get that story. Honestly, what do you expect to hear from the students, first of all?
You know, I'm excited to see the students out here. They're covering it from, I'm listening to their questions. They're being as objective as they can. But, you know, when you talk to them on the side, they want to see some justice. They're here fighting for justice, just like the rest of us. Absolutely.
What do you think today's trial?
And we're also speaking with the pastors. Mm-hmm. Well, all the pastors are coming today. Pastor Bryant, Jamal Bryant from New Birth in Atlanta, Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crump. They are organizing about 200. We're expecting maybe 300 pastors to show up around 11 o'clock. And they have on the south side of the courthouse an entire stage set up. So we'll be shifting over there to catch the 11 o'clock event that's happening just outside the courthouse.
And what's that event at 11 o'clock?
That is the I'm putting in air quotes the prayer vigil, but you do know with a big stage like that and all those black pastors, I'm sure there's going to be music and everything else. But they're having a quote unquote prayer vigil in response to the defense attorney saying that they did not want any more black pastors. Now about 200 to 300 are about to show up at 11 o'clock.
That's a word. That's a word. And I felt that in my shanana. We've seen during this trial, we've seen clips during this trial of, you know, there's being an issue, you know, with the black pastors being in the room. And this right here, I like when we have solidarity. I love when black folk, and we come out here and we show that there are strength in numbers. And no matter how many black pastors are in the room, no matter how many black pastors support this, it's going to be up to the justice system to get it right.
That's right.
But there will always be solidarity amongst us. Get it clear.
That's right.
But Ben, I'm so happy that you're out there. Can we expect to get some live footage possibly? I mean, it's like it or not. I mean, it's the best.
Yeah, like it or not, we'll be speaking. So, you know, I'll be jumping in as I grab people. I'll be hollering at our producers, but we're following your lead, Rebecca. And yeah, like it or not, it's going down.
Yeah, it's going down like it. Thank you so much, Ben. We will be tuning in with you again a little later in the show. You guys send Ben some love. Make sure you guys are tweeting at him for updates and follow-ups. And as this continues to develop while Ben is out there, we'll be on it. Love you, mean it, Ben.
Love you, mean it. See y'all in a few.
Crazy sometimes to see Ben grow up like that.
Look at him. He's so big.
He's just out here just doing what needs to be done. And I love it. I love it. Yeah, he gonna work on it. He gonna work on it. You know, it's what we call, he's a one-man band. That's what we're calling it right now. He's out there. He got the camera. That's what we call it in journalism. You know, you got your camera. You know, he's out there like he got a whole bunch of production crew with him. He does not. But it has been out there doing what needs to be done
just
on the ground.
out there.
Yeah, one man band. But then that's what we call it. That's one of the things in journalism that you.
Why you gotta put me out there like that, Rebecca?
Ben,
you gotta put all of our business out there.
Weren't you at the tree?
Right.
It's all walking distance, my dear.
I forgot that y'all are in the same Zoom so you can see what he doing, Rebecca.
That man skipped right back over to the camera. But anywho, Ben, you could take out the earpiece and have a breather for a moment. Let us do the show. But at this moment, you guys, there's so much other news that we will cover in light of, as well of the Arbery case. We know that there are these defendants, right? They're going crazy. These white defendants are going crazy. And it's crazy how we get to really sit here and look at these cases, right? For the two men who murdered Ahmaud, and then we have the other case with Kyle Rittenhouse. I don't know, Rottenhouse. I don't really know, but we have this case as well, the Rittenhouse case, and with the same kind of mess happening in that courthouse with the judge. You know how we were saying, you know, when these the pandemic showed us, and I don't think it was really the pandemic. I think it was Donald Trump's presidency that showed us that these people who are in leadership over our judicial system have now proudly put back on their hoods and sat in these seats. That is what's crazy. They've just been wearing the uniforms. Now they're able, and except for this particular judge in the Rittenhouse case, we can see there's favoritism. We can see there's some kind of issue that he has. Racism. Straight up racism. We can see that there's an issue that he has with Black people. I know that we're going to go a little bit out of order here, but I want to take it to the Rittenhouse I want to take it to the Rittenhouse video of the judge talking about blacks being in the courtroom.
I'm now reading about how bizarre and unusual it was to have the defendant pick the numbers out of the tumbler yesterday. And I would admit that I don't know that there's a large number of courts that do that, maybe not any. I do it because of an incident that I had in a case I tried in Racine. Oh, I'm going to say I estimated 20 years ago it could have been less than that. It could have been more. But it was a big case. I think it was a murder case, but I'm not sure. And there was a black defendant, and there were 13 jurors, one of whom was black. And when the clerk, the government official, drew the name out of the tumbler, it was a black, the only black. There was nothing wrong with it. It was all okay. But what do they talk about? Optics nowadays? Is that the word for things? That was a bad optic, I thought. I think people feel better when they have control. So ever since that case, I have, ever since that case, I've had an almost universal policy of having the defendant do the picks. It had nothing to do with anybody's race or anything like that.
And it was at that moment he knew he effed up.
Yeah. Yes. It's exactly.
It was a black.
Yes. The black, the only black. Okay.
Black
so listen, no. This is the black. When we say we say a black, the black, the only black, it's a black person. So
you might as well be using the N-word.
And it's funny. And it's funny when we hear that from a white person, we know what they're talking about. Now, when we say it might be a black mile, might be black, you know what I'm saying? But anywho, it could be a lot of things. But I'm going to get to the judge in a second, but I want you to see, as the judge is speaking here, how Kyle is seemingly making himself look very meek, very young, and very, like, oh my God, look at him. He's looking like a sad little baby, as his father is speaking in defense of him. And they were talking about the judge, and we're talking about Kyle Rittenhouse, the murderer. And as we watch this, and it's funny because in another clip, when he's saying this, after he finishes his statement about the black, a black, the only black, he starts almost patronizing this whole situation. He makes it a joke and says, after he said that, now can I start a song? And he starts talking about the autumn leaves. It was, I don't know what the autumn leaves song was about, but the white defendants, the white, Kyle, them, they all start smiling. What the hell y'all smiling about? What are you smiling about? The person you're defending murdered people. What is funny in this case right now? Thinking about that, looking at that, hearing that, it just gave me when they lynched black people and they would have parties around it. They would eat.
Rebecca.
Yes.
What was Billie Holiday's song?
Strange fruit. Yeah.
Hanging from the poppy tree, right?
Yeah.
Autumn leaves.
Yes.
Red, blood on the leaves.
Wow.
Really, y'all. When you just said that, I just shut down. Like, what?
You better preach, DJ Exclusive. You better preach, boy.
It gave exactly that. And I couldn't put my finger. I'm like, why is it giving me like, what the hell? Like, it's giving me a bad, eerie feeling as this man is singing that. And he probably sat there, the way that he finished talking about blacks, the way that he finished discussing that statement, and then goes into wanting to sing about autumn leaves. Very, very strange. I don't care what nobody say. This judge has a history of racism in his blood. He's probably seen some things, done some things. The way that he refers to black people as a black, the black, the way that he talks about, just throwing, numbers out there. And, we had one black in the room. It's kind of like that does not, this case right here is so serious. We already see favoritism in the courtroom. And now we're seeing this man, Kyle is a man. I know that they want to still give us, paint him as we're watching him. Look at how meek he looks. They want to do his hair like a little Disney kid. No, this is a man, a young man who killed people and should go to jail for it. Why are we sitting in this courtroom with him every day trying to make sense of what he did when there are two people who can't speak for themselves in this particular moment? There is a judge who is constantly, not only with him, with the people around him, who is constantly using his power to belittle Black people and make them as small as possible in this whole case, but say, at least we had one Black person in the room. I've done this before. Now, in this next clip, we're going to hear the judge actually speak on the media's criticism of his latest comments. Let's take a look.
The business about people not being identified as victims. How would you like to be put on trial for a crime? And the judge introduced the case to the jury by introducing you as the defendant and the person who is accusing you as the victim. And then throughout the trial, have all the references to the complaining witness as being the victim. Is it so difficult to just use the term complaining witness instead of prejudging what the jury is here to determine as to whether there's a victim and whether there was a crime committed?
The jury is there to to say whether there was a victim, whether there was a crime committed. We know that's how it goes, right? But there were victims. There was a crime committed. I don't know why these statements are coming out of the judge's mouth. We need honesty in these seats. We need, we need people who see color in these seats, because these type of people, he's trying to make his case as if he doesn't see color. He's trying to make it seem as if, the word victim is such an issue, but we need to be honest. Watching this case, being people watching this case, I know the family is hurting. The family of those who were murdered are in pain. There were victims in this case, and the victim is not Kyle. It is not Kyle. It is not Kyle. And this is the same thing that we see in Arbery's case. And with the Arbery case, we're calling it the Arbery case. And I think we're doing that because we want to make sure that people understand that, he's not on trial, but It's almost as if they are putting him on trial. But I want people to remember his name, because these two men, the murderers, are going to be painted as Kyle Rittenhouse. No matter how we flip it, you guys, it's these white people. When they are being tried, they get this treatment of, I'm going to do the best I can to get you off. And if I can't get you off, the least amount of time that you can get. If a Black person were in these positions right now, how would this look? Was in the position of Kyle Rittenhouse, how would this look? This wouldn't even go on for this long. There would not be a fight. That man, because could have been 15, would be considered a grown man, would be given maybe 25 to life. And, we would never see, the victim would be the person that Black man killed. Period. Period.
Somebody said something in the chat that just said it. Black person wouldn't have even made it to a trial.
Never.
They would have still been waiting because they moved quick as hell on this one. I want y'all to pay attention to that.
Yeah. And this is very disturbing to see this happening in both cases right before our eyes. In the Arbery's case, or in the case of the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, it pains me that the representation is so upset that Black pastors are in the room. are you like they don't want Black people in the room. We can see that in this case with the jurors. And the fact that they gave just, hey, we're just in the, predominantly possibly white situation. We're going to just throw numbers out there. We're going to just throw numbers out there. And if they're white or Black, we're not being racist. We're just going to give you that opportunity to make sure you have the best jury possible. When they see your young, meek face and they see that you're white like them, there will be a possibility of justice for you in what you did. You were just having a bad day.
Super quick. So James, I think with that comment that person left, what they might have been talking about, and I don't know for sure, but what they might have been referring to is they probably would have had court out on that street that very night. It didn't make it to, it wouldn't have made it to trial because they would have tried jury executioned, especially with the kind of gun that he was walking around with.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on, like that's an open and closed case to them, So
those are big facts, and still to this day, it irks my soul to see the police just drive by this little boy as he's walking there with this assault rifle on his chest. They just drive right by like he's supposed to be out there.
Yeah,
it irks my soul every time I see it.
Yeah, you're talking about the footage, the original footage of Kyle walking and moving, literally walking through the protest, and they're just not giving a damn. Now, the police are supposed to be there to protect and serve, but they only do that with conditions. Let's put an asterisk right there, protect and serve. And it's only going to be those who are looking like them, mostly white, protect and serve those in those community, because in a protest, all Black people are the issue. Black people are looters. Black people are dangerous. That Black people are thugs. Black people are out there to start division and to start arguments. They're not there to be fighting for their rights. That's what authorities see automatically, and that's to me what this judge is hearing. This white little boy felt like he needed to go and save the world from Black people asking for justice. Go ahead, David.
I just wanted to get in because I know I'm figuring we're gonna move on. And I just wanted to say that it's important to highlight too that he's ignoring his own double standard. He's responding to the media's criticism, or just criticism in general, around his decision around the word victim, while he also was willing to allow the victims to be labeled arsonists, looters, and rioters. Mm-hmm. So as long with the caveat, as long as they can be proved to be that. So you can easily prove that they were victims. They literally, by definition, fell victim to Kyle Rittenhouse's gun.
Yes, they died. They were murdered,
and the victims are not on trial here,
and they can't speak for themselves. So the judge just saying who can be victim and who can't be is very strange to me, because like you said, David, which is a great point, by definition, there are victims in this case. But we're going to leave it to some random ass people who are mostly white. And we're going to leave it up to them as they continue to create the narrative for Kyle Rittenhouse. Guys, this is our justice system. And for Black people, the fact that when we heard the judge or the defendants in the Arbery case or the Arbery murder case say Black pastors can't be in the room, and then the judge over here say, there was a Black. I once did it before, and there was a Black, the only Black, and start to sing about autumn leaves. You guys have to know why that shakes up our spirits. We are not free. We, being Black people, are not free. And when there is a system that we stand before that wants to make sure we are not free, they will make sure we are not free and remind us of our history, of us not being able to even walk outside, be people. It's nasty. So it looks like we got something developing on with Ben. We're going to quickly go over to Ben. Ben, what do we have over there?
Hey, Rebecca and DJ Exclusive. I'm here with Jennifer Mitchell. I noticed her shirt and she said that she came down. She skipped work to come down to the courthouse for this event. Sister Mitchell, I wanted to ask you, what made you skip work? What made you feel so compelled to come down?
Because I have 4 Black young men, and I pray for them every day that because of the color of their skin, that they're not killed. And I would not want another mother to go through what Amar's mom is going through. And I want to be here to support the family. And that's this.
No, we thank you for being here. What are your thoughts about, I see there's a sister over here who is singing spirituals. There was another sister over here who was praying. What do you think about the faith presence and the fact that the defendant's attorney said that they didn't want any more Black pastors down here?
It's just I think that is just horrible, horrible, horrible. But I am so thankful that God even put it in his heart to say that. That made us come much closer, join in together as one, because I really feel they're going down. They're going down.
So much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rebecca, I just wanted to get a chance for you all to hear what she was saying and why she felt compelled to come down this morning.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Ben. What she said, she has 4 young men in her life, and she doesn't want them to go. She doesn't want another, Ahmaud Arbery case. And for a mother to talk about that, to lose their child. And I don't know how I would be able to do that, but the fear, you guys, we're talking about the fear. We just talked about the fear of our everyday lives. We just talked about how we will never feel free. This mother is chained mentally to the idea that her kids may possibly be the next Arbery. They don't want us to be free. They want us to feel like every day we're fighting for our lives. And that's what we are doing every day, fighting for our lives. But like I said before, while we do this, we will stand in solidarity. We will pull up to these events like we're doing right now, like what Ben is doing right now. I'm looking behind him, and hearing the music and starting to see the people fill up the area. I believe that, this is going to, again, have those defendants very shook.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh, these Black people are getting together. These pastors are getting together. One thing about us is even in our moments of when it's the hardest for us, when we're fearing for our lives, we will make sure we come together to make to bring at least some type of love, because we need that in this moment. We still have that fear, but it's one of those things. It's like, remember what we said from the beginning of the year when we first started this show? We were stressed. We were stressed watching the protests. We were stressed with the pandemic. And we were like, God, we don't want to continue to just do this thing of what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. We don't want to keep going through that. But y'all, if we stop living like that, there's not going to be any forward movement for us. So yes, we take a couple of days off, but we can't really be taking days off. Every day is work for us. It really is. It really is. And that's what sucks. But we're,
what I just thought about is sort of the juxtaposition of the defense saying, we don't want these Black pastors here, and that, they might intimidate the jury. Juxtapose that to January 6th, right? Where, you just have a mob essentially of white people and to hear the excuses afterwards of, oh no, I mean, they weren't doing anything. It wasn't too crazy, it's so interesting seeing the use of language of, just one Black person sitting in a courtroom, intimidating.
Yes.
But a mob of white people storming the U.S. Capitol, I don't know. They're just rabble rousers. They're just messing around. They ain't doing anything crazy.
They weren't doing anything serious. They were just out there having a good time drinking and smoking. That's all.
Yeah. No. It's just
just another day in the Capitol.
It's just another day in the Capitol. And the white murderers who are out there killing folks, they just have bad days. You see, like you said, there's a language that is used when it's white people. A protest, you guys, because what we saw at the Capitol was a terrorist attack. What we saw at the Capitol on January 6th with those people ambushing the Capitol, planning to literally zip tie people, stealing documents, stealing monuments. That was a terrorist attack. That was a domestic terrorist attack by the hands of white people, mostly white people. And for some reason, when we're having a protest, They call it everything but that. Everything but that. And the language will always, that's why I'm like, there's no fairness in the judicial system. I know Ben, would ask me, do you not believe in due process? Ooh, I was about to cuss just now. Hell no. Hell no. No, I do not. And right. I know that was the thing to say, especially a few years ago, because I do believe that there is a process that has to be done. Yes, I do. But I do believe in fairness. Sometimes we got to call a thing a thing. And in this particular case, especially in a judicial system, I do not believe in due process, especially when it's done this way. There is a process that can be done correctly. And what we see happening right now, it's supposed to be due process. Hell no. Hell no. When it comes to Black people, there is most likely never due process for us. And we see it so many times. But if we want to say how we're seeing it right now in these two cases. We're seeing it like unfold right before our eyes in these two cases. There is not due process. Yes, there isn't due process. And if y'all want to say this is due process, this is the broken system that is built the way that it's supposed to be, right? To be against Black people being free. Amen. Let's move on to some news while Ben is out there taking care, getting more people to speak and grabbing the news over there I believe it's in Brunswick, Georgia. I always get that wrong. Brunswick, Georgia, as the case of the Ahmaud Arbery murder case unfolds. So there's other news out today, and I want to talk about young Dolph. I know that's not and it can be a political issue actually, but I want to talk about young Dolph, a 36-year-old rapper who is well loved out of Memphis, Tennessee. He was murdered, gunned down yesterday while getting some treats at his local cookie store. And he was gunned down at the store. This is the same rapper many times who has been shot at in the last few years, has beat death and has had beef with other people, well-known beef with other people, with other rappers like Yo Gotti and Black Youngsta, who are also from his area, street beef. But he was shot down and murdered. And it was almost reminiscent of out of LA, Nipsey Hussle, because in this particular area in Memphis, he's considered like a god, somebody who is well respected, a rapper who owns his own masters, a rapper who is a husband, has 2 kids. Literally his tweet in October, I was looking back at a tweet of his that mentioned him going to the doctor and the doctor telling him that he had anxiety. He said that was the first time he'd ever heard of anxiety, and the doctor telling him to slow down and go to therapy. He said he never heard of that. He never thought of that. He didn't even know what that was. Somebody who was working on himself only to be gunned down. And before we play the clip on, on his legacy, I want to actually touch on how when Black men are doing better, and I know that his history is coming from the hood, but when Black men are doing better, it's almost as if the hood won't detach that from them. And it sucks. And I don't like when the American media, especially the white media, has the conversation and they'll say, "Oh, look at Black on Black crime. That's a story. That's something that's always spoken about." But they usually, I don't like when they have the conversation or at the lead of the conversation. But y'all, we got to do better in our communities. We can't be gunning down. We can't be gunning down representation that's changing. Black men doing well. And we're gonna put a push pin in this conversation right now. Ben is getting ready. He has more people with him. Ben, who do we have? Oh, not ready yet. Not ready yet. All right, let me know when we're ready. But in this, like I said, in this particular conversation, I think that it's good to note that there can be Black men who are changing and Black men who are doing good thing, and they may have a history in their hood. We're ready. We're ready.
Well, to give Ben a sec, let's go ahead and run this clip for young Dolph.
Okay, go ahead.
The murder of rapper Young Dolph, who was shot and killed at a cookie shop in his hometown of Memphis. The rapper, whose real name was Adolph Thornton Jr., was called an indie rap pioneer by Spotify and was just 36 years old. Thornton collaborated with multiple artists from Rick Ross to Megan Thee Stallion, who reacted to his death by tweeting, "I am so sick right now, I am in disbelief. Praying for his family and friends. Rest in peace to my friend, a true legend, Dolph." For those of us who may not be as familiar with Young Dolph's hits, tell us a little bit about him.
Young Dolph was a father of 2 children. Young Dolph was a husband. Young Dolph was someone who had a huge impact in his community of Memphis. Young Dolph is known in his community as a philanthropist. He did a lot of turkey giveaways for holiday season every single year. And sadly enough, he was actually back home in Memphis to participate in his annual turkey giveaway. So the tragedy and the irony that he was home doing good for the community, that he was actually gunned down and murdered in his community. As an artist, Young Dolph, as you mentioned, Lindsay, was a pioneer. It is difficult being an independent artist, but Young Dolph had the ability to rise in the charts. He had albums that were Billboard charts. He charted a couple of times with the albums that he had. He worked with some of the most well-known artists of our time. Young Dolph was also a messenger of the community. Hip-hop has always been the message of the community. Hip-hop, through the music, has always told us the impact of our society and the community and what the community was going through. And so the hip-hop community and the music community at large has lost a really, really incredible talent and incredible human being.
We definitely lost an incredible talent, and we'll discuss that further. We lost, I don't like losing black men. I don't like the idea of losing black men. Speaking of a black man that we lost, Ahmaud Arbery. Ben is over there, with the new developments with the news. Ben, what do we have here?
Hey, good morning, Rebecca and DJ Exclusive. We're back here at the courthouse, the Glenn County Courthouse, and we're here with the journalism students from Savannah State University. I'm here with Dr. Brown. Nice. Please tell us what made you bring out all of these. What school is it? I mean, what's your mascot? Tiger. Now, is there like y'all represent the Tigers? Like y'all got a good team? What? Show me some pride for the Tigers.
Yeah, Tigers.
I was about to say, Rebecca, it started off kind of weak, and I know this is not the kind of event for this, but they're here. Yeah. They've been up since 5 o'clock in the morning. What made you all get up early in the morning to come to this trial?
As mass communication students and Savannah State, our program is Mass Comm, broadly speaking. This is a historic event, and our students are getting some real world experience in terms of telling the story of people here, not just the big wigs, not just, those who are here because, they're trying to make a statement, but there are average people who are here as well. And we want our students to learn best how to tell the stories of people who are overlooked sometimes.
Is there anyone who feels like this experience has really helped you want to be more of a journalist and bring justice through journalism? Anybody who wants to say anything as a student? Don't mean to put you on the spot, but I know somebody here. Like, how do you feel being out here this morning?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for us to learn, real hands-on. That's how you learn. And well, I think it's important for us as an HBCU to be here as well, because you can't ignore, ignore the big issue here. So I think it's important for us. It doesn't matter what color we are, we're an HBCU, but we want to represent and we want to be here and support, not only for a grade or a story, but just to be here.
That's what's up. And they say, I wasn't sure that it was a HBCU. Forgive me for not knowing it was HBCU. I went to HBCU, Bethune-Cookman University, Hill Wildcats. My co-host went to Florida A&M. We'll forgive her for that. But shout out to you guys. Thank you all so much for being here, and good luck with your journalism.
I didn't really laugh at that.
We'll give it back to you, Rebecca and James.
Please do.
We're still here, and thanks. We'll be back.
That boy in the back got something to say, Ben. He was still standing there. He had something to say. But
one of them.
Anyway, go ahead. How Ben ain't know Savannah State was an HBCU?
Because like listen. Hold up. Put me back on screen. Listen. I've been going through some things. My mind kind of skipped. I didn't recall that Savannah State was an HBCU. Shame on me, right?
You could have just let that slide.
And solidarity with all HBCUs.
Yeah, solidarity.
And one of their photographers is right here telling me I need to get it together. So I'm gonna get it together.
Yeah, get it together. Hey, he heard what you said.
I'm out of here. Let me go find some more interviews. Y'all harassing me.
Please do. Thank you so much, Ben, for doing the work. Yes, and as we did the mention of young Dolph, like I said, as that news continues to develop, I think we should definitely cover that here because it's more than the conversation of when the media talks about Black on Black crime, but it's really about what's happening in these communities where these rappers who have, grown from that, that lifestyle, but still going back because that's where they are. They don't want to just leave it. They go back, but they're caught up in what's happening as well. So I just love to his wife, love to his children, love to the city of Memphis who's mourning in this moment. And please stop the rumors on the Twitters. Jesus Christ, the rumors on the Twitters is crazy.
Did we get the press release from that? I think one of the officials or somebody put out a press release as well too. About the murder, because apparently Memphis has gotten bad. I actually have a friend that stays in Memphis. Haven't talked in a while, and when we did talk a few days ago, told me he was robbed at gunpoint, going to buy a car. Thought thinking he was going to buy a car. Somebody robbed him, and I'm just like, man, it's gotten that bad. He's like, it's just been terrible.
Yeah, I mean the violence in these communities, and we have to understand that it doesn't only it's not only created because Black people are on the streets. There's poverty. You know what I'm saying? There's issues with the area not having, lack of. Yeah. There's so many things that can be put in place in these particular situations. There are guns on the streets, that are given and put in these places to keep these communities down. We can talk about this in so many different ways. And what young Dolph did, I mean, I know he's come from that lifestyle, but he also came back to give back to those communities. And that's what we actually like to see. And so next up on the list, and again, RIP to young Dolph. I played his music all day yesterday. Now, mind you, I've been playing his music because we love Dolph around here. Like I said yesterday, I do, you know what I'm saying? That's in the blood, we be listening to that music. But definitely if you can stream his music because he owned all his masters, let's make sure that he stays.
Especially the sun's starting to break through.
Yeah, he stays, in like Nipsey Hussle, relevant, and his kids can always eat from his work. So next up on what we have, there's so much. Okay, let me know when we're ready for that. Okay, ready. No, next up, Ben. Mm-hmm. We're good. We're going back to Ben over there in Brunswick, Georgia.
Rebecca, friend of the show, Cliff Albright, Black Voters Matter. I saw their bus pull up and I thought he was here, but he's not here. But they are here. Black Voters Matter is here. And I'm here with the state director, Vanika Miller, if you don't come on in the shot. And just talk to us this morning about what made you and Black Voters Matter come down this morning.
So good morning. Thank you for having us on the show. We've been here the entire time. Transformative Justice Coalition is a partner of ours, and also A Better Glen are our local partners in the community. So we've been supporting this effort since last year. And have been here for several days of all the weeks of action when the trial began.
Could you help the people to understand the connection between voting, Black Voters Matter, and this case? How would voting have impacted this case?
Absolutely. And so this flyer that we have here, we are talking about justice beyond the verdict, prosecutorial accountability, transformation of law enforcement practices, and then making sure that we get away from the criminalization of Black men. All of those things contributed to the murder and the killing, the lynching on video of Ahmaud Arbery. And so we don't want to forget those things. We want to make sure that we have accountability. The people who were supposed to enforce the law in this case tried to get away with that, right? And they have not been held accountable for that. The former district attorney is still practicing law, right? Some of the police officers who failed to do their duty are still on the case. And the issues that caused all of those things here in the Brunswick community are still affecting the community writ large. And so we don't want to forget those things. We want to make sure that we bring attention to the systemic injustices that are still occurring here.
Benika Mills, thank you so much for being here and thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Rebecca, I'm going to toss it back to you. It is starting to pick up. There are more people coming in, and
Is
there's
that Rain Down on Me
singing
playing
happening.
in the background?
That's a sister singing. That is a sister in the background singing "Rain Down on Me."
I heard it.
So they're having it's a thing out here. I'm tossing it back to you all, but it's a beautiful day, and I think that there's going to be justice here. The people are demanding it.
Oh, I feel it. Thank you. We're going to put that in the atmosphere and we're going to claim it. Hey, we're going to reclaim our time. Shouts out to Maxine Waters. She said that she's out there because she wants to make sure she ends the criminalization of Black men. Okay. Right. In the justice system. Now we know how deep that is. You look at a Black man, he a thug. You look at a newborn Black baby. That is a man that is ready to go out and destroy the communities. That's what the justice system looks at that baby as. We know what happened with Tamir Rice, 12-year-old Tamir Rice, playing with the toy gun. Now we have to tell our babies, we can't get you that gun for Christmas. We can't get you that toy gun for Christmas. We can't do that for you because of that. Our judicial system sucks ass. The worst for Black people. The worst for Black people, period. Wow. Whew. But this is good. This is good. I like that we are communing together. We're fellowshipping together. We're making sure that they know, like Mama always says, you're not going to go to school after they done told you that you were a bad kid and you ain't got no family. Like you're not going to school like you ain't got no family. You got family. So make sure you come correct. We will be there to pick you up after as a full family to make sure all your white teachers know that you got family and they will not disrespect you again. So that's what we're doing in this particular case. They will not continue to disrespect and act like Black pastors are an issue. We're coming with all of them. We're coming with all of them. Family is pulling up, period.
Hey, and real quick, somebody asked in the chat, like, how you look at peeps like Bubba being as bad? I don't understand. Because LD, what the only thing they see is the outside. So they see a Black man with a beard, bald head, and they automatically think I'm a threat. I'm a big ass teddy bear, bro.
But I mean,
you're a threat.
But
you're not a teddy bear. Right? You're a threat. You're a threat.
Look at all the years of just the psychology of it all, right? Like to look at somebody like yourself, Bubba, to look at somebody like me, to just see the skin color and just automatically think something is a threat. Like that to me, that blows my mind. I know it affects me too, right? It affects how we see ourselves, right? I can't walk down the street without walking behind somebody without thinking in my head, oh, I got to get from behind this person because they're going to think I'm trying to run up on them. Like, and that's
right today.
That like every time that happens to me, I think that's crazy. Like I have no intention of doing anything to this person, but I feel like, oh no, I got to make them feel okay because, I know what the perception is here. That's crazy, That's crazy.
And like, and we don't hey, how are y'all? Got to put on the fake assness just so y'all won't think I'm trying to hurt you or nothing. And Tunde, let me ask you this, Tunde.
Yeah,
this is
the
main question, and everybody knows it's gonna happen. Tunde, have you ever been on the elevator or anywhere else and the white woman clutches her purse closer to her?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And I know Ben has as well too. I'm sure Dwayne has too.
Yeah,
I have. Shoot, like I get around these, and then y'all know, like I could have on look the best and get near some white people. They're going to grab their child a little closer. They're going to grab their bags a little closer. They're going to even take their Target cart. Like I'm going to jump into the Target cart and take what's in their Target cart. They're going to pull that a little closer. I never understand it, but I know with our Black men, it's automatic. It's automatic. That Black men in America are thugs. You're born a thug. You literally are born to kill. And they literally are training killers every day in the army. But Black men are born just like that. Like Black men, you're born, you guys are thugs. You guys are dangerous. You guys are out to do harm. We already got to do 6 jobs. A Black man going to get a job, he has to make sure he tones down his look. So that this corporate office or wherever they're trying to be employed doesn't look at them as a thug. Change our inflection in our voice. If you sound like a white person, and that means that you're speaking I don't even know anymore, because nowadays I can't even say, you're smart. You're sounding like Benjamin Dixon. You're gonna get the part. No, like we can't do that anymore. And it doesn't make you better if you talk like that or not, if you have an accent or not. I mean, Jesus, like, I hate that we have to go through that. I hate that Black men constantly have to go through that. I just hate that for us.
That's what's so crazy about this Ahmaud Arbery. Like, obviously he's not on trial, but they're obviously trying to make him, make it so that it looks like he's on trial. But that's what blows my mind about that whole scenario, right? Like, just think about literally anybody else of color, or just a white person in that same scenario. There's no way he dies. Like, you might question somebody. You might be like, hey, what are you doing around here? Let me talk to you, whatever the case is. But you're not going to kill him. Like, that to me is like something I can't get out of my brain is that,
yeah,
if this dude gets off, like, what you're basically saying is that you could just run up on anybody who you even suspect, you even think is doing something wrong, and you're worried about him going to an abandoned house, like, or not abandoned house, but a house that was vacated.
Under construction.
There's nobody there, so it's like, well, what is the threat? Like, with no threat, you're saying that you could just gun somebody down because you have the right to, I don't know how you can overcome that in terms of just the psychology of it all, because that's ingrained in the fabric of what America is, and how you expunge that, how you lift that, is beyond me,
Yeah. And we all have a connection in some way, shape, or form, with how authorities, the judicial system, has wronged us in some way, shape, or form in our lifetime, all of us. And we see that mirrored in white people, white patrons every day. Like, when we have to get out, when we have to go outside, we see that mirrored in there. We see that mirrored in our predominantly white corporate job spaces. We see that, like, everywhere we go in your predominantly white community, it's the same thing. They see you all the same. Like, I've shared this story before. I remember as a middle school kid living in my own home. We're able to be home by ourselves at that time. My brother invited his friends over. My neighbor assumed that we were breaking into our own home, called the police on us, had SWAT, and I was going to get the mail. Never forget, it had the helicopters in the sky. And I looked up, and I looked down by my trees, and I saw literally SWAT pointing their gun at me through the trees. Walked up to me slowly, put the gun to my back, told me to walk it back, and called the people in my home to come out. My brothers and their friends came out, and they had us on our knees in the front yard. I was 12. Never got an apology. My father ripped that place. Yeah. That happened to me because I was living in a predominantly white community at the time. And they called the authorities on me. So it's stuff like that. We grow up with always being looked at no matter what. My dad used to say, don't you go into that school and speak Creole because they're going to treat you different. We already have like these targets on our back for living in this community. It's so much that we have to deal with, y'all, just being Black in America. This alone, we're at the end of our show, and we're going to head into the after party. But just look at this segment alone of the show. This is nothing. This is just literally a tidbit of our lives every single day. When we see a Black man die, you need to know how much that affects us, because that could be Tunde, that could be Bubba, that could be Ben, that could be Dwayne, that could be my dad. And then Black women who are murdered at the hands of authorities, it's forgotten. It's already forgotten and treated crazy when it's a Black man. A Black woman gets nothing. Nothing. This is our lives every single day being Black in America. Y'all, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was a great show. I felt like it was a great show. I feel like we covered some good shit today. Yeah.
Girl,
yeah.
I'm going to say it. I was on this shit today, girl. Do you hear me? This team was on this shit today.
Listen, Tunde was given what needed to be gave. David, thank you for putting together these stories the way they should. The way they should just fall through. You did that. I did it out of order, and you still rocked with me. We had been on the ground in Brunswick, Georgia. Grateful for that. So grateful for that. And this is what we like to do here. I told you it's going to be black, blackity, black, black. Even when we're calling ourselves out, it's going to be black and it's going to be good. I feel sorry. Look, how did Issa Rae said, I feel sorry for anybody who doesn't F with us because it's a we season right now. It's a we season right now. In that same breath, she also said, she's rooting for everybody black, and that's what we're doing. We're seeing solidarity today in Brunswick. I'm rooting for everybody black. I love you guys. Mean it. Let's head over to the after party. Bubba, take us to a break.
Love y'all, mean it, man. Woo! Shout out to Ben, Georgia, Pastor Galloway, everybody again this morning. We appreciate y'all. Oh boy, we gonna go over to that party. Good morning, my sister's in the chat room. Sweet Miss Moochie, I think that's her name. Good morning, Tamika. Love y'all, mean it. Tajay, Todd, Tavares, the family over there. Love y'all, mean it, man. Great goddamn show. We be on that shit today. Y'all make sure y'all go on over to the after party. If you're not, man, patreon.com/LikeItOrNot, patreon.com/the BPD show. Go and get that access to this after party, man. You do not want to miss it. You get good content like this 24/7 all the damn time. All right. Before I let y'all go, if you're not coming to the after party with us, then let me go ahead and give you your affirmation for the day. Your affirmation for the day is, I am choosing to prioritize my mental health. I am choosing to prioritize my mental health. Y'all go be great. Love y'all, mean it. And we will see y'all tomorrow if y'all not at the after party. Love y'all, mean it. Deuces.
Baby, this is your issue. I'm not falling for bullshit. If you like me, then say it. You don't get that I see it through.
Love you too, my sister. Roller Dragon, what's going on?
So you waste mine. You and me ain't right. I wear gold. You never